Myself, Jayashree Inchal, welcomes you for the lecture series on Unix programming, module number 2, lecture number 11. In the previous class, we have discussed about the shell and its interpretive cycle, how exactly shell is going to act like a command interpreter and how it is going to translate the commands into actions by taking into the system, and how it is same as that of the DOS, and how we can log in onto the system with our default login shell. And also we have discussed about pattern matching with some wildcards such as star, question mark, all those things, and how it is going to be a part of the selection of the selection pattern that will be framed by using some of the characters or a meta characters, and how it is going to be defined with a well-defined rules. And also we have discussed about some escaping and quoting sequence such as backslash before the wildcard to remove the escape its special meaning. In today's class, we are just moving on to the next topic, that is redirection. A redirection means it is a feature of Linux in which when executing a command, we can change the standard input output devices. Actually, there are different files like what we normally call. Those are considered as input and output, and also some errors. So standard input will be considered as a keyboard and output is screen. So even if any error is generated within the input and output, even that thing also will be notified with the help of standard output. So these things will be handled in Unix system with the help of three standard files. Those are considered as standard input, output, and the standard error. So with this you'll be able to learn how shell interprets the command and its interpretive cycle in a Unix environment. Now first let us discuss about the redirection. What is redirection? It is a feature of a Linux in which when executing a command, you can change the standard input or output devices. What exactly the workflow of the Linux command is? When the user is going to enter the input through the help of some command, that we call it as an input, and execute that, and then later it will be returned to the user with an correct output. So this is what the normal workflow of a Linux command, how exactly the command will get executed. Whenever it is going to do with these actions, the different types of input it is going to use, that is standard input, normally we call as an std in. This device, std in device is normally it will take the input from the keyboard, and even after processing that action, the output will be displayed on the screen. So this is what is called is a redirection. So with this redirection, the above standard input output even can be changed. So as a normal flow, the command will be given at the command line prompt. When the user presses enter, command will be get processed and automatically output will be displayed on the screen. So this is what the normal workflow of a Linux command. Even we can change the output redirection. So how exactly output? So exactly instead of displaying the output on the standard screen or onto the output device, I can redirect the output to some other file. So that thing can be called as an output redirection. Means instead of displaying the output onto the display, the output can be redirected to the one of the file. So that thing can be done by using this symbol. This is greater than symbol. So normally this we call it as an std out redirection. This symbol, this greater than symbol, normally we use for output redirection. So this is how the output redirection will take place. Greater than symbol, and where exactly you are redirecting your output. Output redirection may be either any of the file names. Okay, so this is how we are going to use the output redirection. So this is one example. Now we will discuss about the output redirection. Let us take one example of listing of all the files ls minus al. So what it does exactly, it list out all the long listing of the files in the current working directory. So normally when you execute only this command, it will be displayed on the screen. But what actually we are doing here is we are redirecting that output. What is the output of this command? We are redirecting it to this is one of the file we have given, that is listing. So now what happens is whatever the output of the ls minus al is redirected to this file, that is listing, instead of the screen. So how if you execute this thing ls minus al, then redirection operator, that is greater than symbol, then the file name. So it will directly prompt, it will not display anything, it will directly prompt to the login prompt, user prompt. Then if I want to know what exactly it has been redirected onto the listing, just I have to do the listing of the file. So if I want to see the content of the file, so what we have to do, cat listing. So cat is a command to view the content of this listing file. So what exactly it has shown, this is what the output redirected of the ls minus al into the listing. So now the listing is a file which has the taken the output of this command. So this is what exactly the output redirection. So whenever we are redirecting the output, use the correct file name while redirecting the command output to a file. And suppose if there is any existing file with the same name, then redirected command will delete the content of that file and it may be overwritten. Remember this, if the listing file is already existed, if it is not existed, automatically new file is created with a name what we have given here, listing, then output will be redirected into that file. If the file already exists, then what happens is whatever the old content is there with the file, that will be deleted first and the content of the output of this command will be overwritten. Okay, so if you don't want to a file to be overwritten, so even we can add some more other content to an existing file. So if I don't want to delete the original content or the whatever the already file is existed, so what we can do is just I want to append that file. So at that time, instead of using this single operator, we have to use these two double operators like this. So that is two greater than symbols. Okay, so this, if you use like this, then the content will not, original content of the existed file will not be get deleted. Instead, it is going to append with a file. Is this clear with these two symbols? The first one is about the greater than symbol, which is going to redirect the output to the some file, and this is if the file already existed, the original content will not be deleted, which is going to add the content to an existing file. So here what we have done, cat sample. If I just try to open that sample file, so what it is going to show is echo thanks for reading sample. So what exactly we are doing here is just we are echoing thanks for reading to the sample file. So cat sample, so hang on for the best Linux session. So what instead is initially this is what the content of the file, then what we are redirected is echo thanks for reading, so that we have redirected again. So the content of the file is now hangs on for the best Linux lesson, that was the original content. Then thanks for reading, this is the one statement we have redirected to sample, both the contents are there. Okay, so here we have used the two greater than symbols. So even we can redirect the standard output not to just the files. These are what the examples we have considered is about how to redirect the files to the files, and even it can be redirected to devices also. Say for example, if I want to directly print, so some device files are there, so for that we are just redirecting the content to the some of the device files. See here one more content, one more example, cat music mp3. So this music mp3 file will be now redirected to this audio file. So what exactly it does is the cat command reads the file of music mp3 and sends the output of to what, dev audio. This is a device file wherein actually we are redirecting the mp3 file, audio file, to this particular file. So which is the audio device, and if the sound configuration in your PC are correct, then command will play the file, this which file, music.mp3. So this is how even we can redirect the standard output to devices also. So now let us move to the next redirection, input direction, redirection. the input redirection will be used with this symbol, that is less than symbol. Here you can note this symbol is used for input redirection. Take one example. There is a mail program in a Linux can help you to send the emails from the terminal. I think you have noticed this. There is a mail program in Linux which is going to help you to send the mails directly from the terminal. But even we can type the contents of the email using the standard device keyboard. But if you want to attach a file to the email, you can see this input redirection operator in the following format. So what we can do is mail -s, then subject to address which where actually you are mailing, and then redirection file name. So what exactly it does is, so this is what the command we have written like this. So initially, which is going to email the subject, then attach the file. This is what the email address is being provided. The name of the email is news today. Then the email address is abc@ymail.com, say for example. Then what it does is, this is going to be attached to, this is a input redirection. Input redirection is less than symbol we have used. The name of the file here we have taken is newsflash. So what it does is, this is going to attach the file with the email and it would send to the recipient. So these are the some above examples, very simple. And now let us go for the other redirection techniques which makes. Now, even with the help of file descriptors, also we can redirect the input. In Linux and Unix, everything is a file. That what normally we consider is either it may be a regular file, or it may be a directory, or even it may be a device file. So every file is going to be associated with a unique identifier. So that unique identifier will be called as a file descriptor. So even our screen, that is what normally we call it as an output device, even that screen is going to have its file descriptor, its unique identifier. When a particular program is executed, the output is sent to your file descriptor of the screen, and when you see the program output on your monitor, the output is sent to the file descriptor of the printer, and the program output would have been printed. So this is how exactly, even instead of file names also, even we can use the file descriptors. Now let us move to the error redirection. This is generated, already you know about what is a error. So whenever we are executing any of the command or any of the program at the terminal, normally if it is like syntactical error, or if any printing mistake is there, then error may be generated. And whenever it will be executing in a Linux or Unix operating system, normally it will be associated with any of the three files will be always open. So those are standard input, standard output, and standard error. Already we have discussed about standard input and standard output and this thing. So here this is a file descriptor what already I had talked about. Standard input file descriptor is normally will be given by the shell is, that is operating system is 0. It indicates that file input is always going to have the file descriptor 0, output is 1, and standard error is 2. Try to remember these file descriptors, and these are not never going to be changed, and these are the file descriptors assigned by the operating system. So standard input will be assigned with the file descriptor 0, std out will be assigned with a 1, and std error will be assigned with a 2. So this is how any program and command is going to have these three files: standard input, that is keyboard; standard output, that is screen; error, if any error related to the command. Okay, so these are considered as file descriptor 0, file descriptor 1, and file descriptor 2. These are the different files always present whenever the program is run. Okay, and whenever the program is running with any of these standard files, the file descriptor is associated with each of these files. By default, error stream is displayed on the screen. Normally, if whenever while typing any of the command, if there is any sample like spelling mistakes also, it is going to show that error immediately on the prompt itself. So by default, this is what the thing is, error stream is displaying on the screen. Even that error redirection can also be routed to the other files also. or even to the other screen also. So that thing can be done, that is with the help of error redirection. Error redirection is routing the errors. Whatever the errors it has been appeared with a particular file, that will be routed to the file other than the screen. So now let us move to the what is error redirection. Already I had told about this. Error redirection is one of the very popular feature of a Unix or Linux. Frequent Unix users are going to use many of the commands, and even we may come across with many of the errors. And while either it may be a searching with the files, or like some permissions while assigning permissions, or permission denied, and any of the like command not found, some of the errors normally when executing all these commands, some of the errors are going to appear, and these will be normally by default it is going to display on the screen. So these errors usually do not help the person for searching a particular file. So what happens here is, while executing shell scripts, you even often do not want a error message cluttering up on the normal program output. So that will be done with the help of this error redirection. This is a solution to redirect the error message to a particular file. So how you can do is same as that of the output redirection. So this is what how actually how to give the command. This is what the my program I want to execute. Then the two indicates that it is a error file that will be redirected, that is output redirection to some of the file. This is what the name of the file. If you give this, then directly and press enter, it will directly prompt to the user. It indicates that whatever the errors are there in the my program related with the standard file descriptor 2, means it is related with the standard error. Okay, this error standard error file. So this will be redirected to now the file name error file. Just if you check that error file, then whatever the errors associated with the my program will be get displayed on from the file error file. So in this way, even the errors also can be redirected to the file. So this is how the what if we execute this thing, what exactly happens here is the file descriptor for standard error is 2. So 2 greater than symbol, 2 redirection operator, what it does is it will redirect the error output file to the name of the file what we have given is error file. So thus the program output is not cluttered with the errors. Whatever the program output we have, it is not to be associated with the errors. That all the errors will be redirected to that error file. So this is another example which uses the find statement. Find statement will be done with the minus. Find dot minus name, then my star to error log. So what can this command does is, using the find command, first it will search the dot directory, dot in the current directory for a particular name of this file, whatever the name of the file we have given, starting with my. So whatever the file name which is going to start with my, so which is going to be redirected to the error.log. You can see here. So if you just give the command like my start from the directory, so which is going to see this permission denied. So what exactly here it will be shown is this is not being given with some permission to access these files. So what can be done? Error redirecting error to the error.log. So checking the contents of the error log, this is what the error is being stored in the error.log file. So this is what the error was generated. Initially it was displayed on the screen. Here we have not directed anything, just we have searched the pattern for a particular file. So it was shown with the error permission denied. Then next what we are doing here is we are redirecting to the some file, that is error.log, and just if you check with the error.log, then it is going to show the error what it has been stored. Then another example related with some server administrators. Whenever we go for some listing of the directories and store both the errors and the standard output into the file, when it can be processed. So this is what exactly the command normally we use for server administrator directories and all. ls documents abc, that will be redirected to directory list 2 and ampersand 1. So here what it does is, which is going to write the output from one file to the input of another file. to the input of another file, then this means 2 greater than ampersand 1 means that standard error is redirected to the target of standard output. This is 1. Redirected with the standard error will be redirected to the standard output, std output, which is the file. So which is the file? What is the file related to this is dir list. So what exactly it does is redirecting the error output to the standard output, and which in turn is being redirected to the file dir list. Means that the error list will be written onto the output also, as well as onto the directory list also, so that it will be displayed onto the screen, and also it will be redirected to the particular file. Here you can see, just this is what the ls document, this is what the error it has been initially shown, and then what we are doing, next step is we have just redirected to the directory list. If you cat command directory list if you use, then this is going to show that error what it has been generated. Then 2 greater than ampersand 1 indicates that it is a redirecting error output to the standard output, and standard output is already being redirected to the file. So both the error as well as standard output are written to the file directory list. Up to now we have discussed about all these things standard input, standard output, and the standard error. So in the redirection, cell is going to be associated with the 3 files with the terminal, 2 for the display and 1 for the keyboard. These files are streams of characters. Normally these all the files are going to have a streams of character which may contain some of the commands such as input and output. When a particular user is going to log in, then shell is going to make available with these 3 files representing 3 streams. These 3 streams are these: standard input, that is representing input connected to the keyboard; standard output, this is a file stream representing the output connected to the display; and standard error, the file stream representing the error message that is going to emanate from the command or shell connected to the display. So by default, standard input can be represented with the 3 input sources. Keyboard is the default source, and either it can be done using the redirection with the symbol, and another program using a pipeline. So these are the things can be done with the standard input. These are all the examples we have discussed. And now standard output even can represent 3 possible destinations. Either it may be a default destination such as screen, or it may be a file using these symbols, both the examples we have seen, or it may be as an input to the another program using pipeline. A file is opened by a referring to its path name, but subsequent read and write operations are going to be identified by the file by unique file descriptor, and the kernel is going to maintain a table of all those files. So these file descriptors already we have discussed for standard input, output, and error, and these are implicitly prefixed with the some redirection symbols. This is the another file. Assuming that file 2 doesn't exist, following command redirects the standard output of the file my output to the standard error. So this is what the ls-l file 1 file 2 content, standard input will be redirected to the my output, and then error will be redirected to my error. What it does is the shell associated with 3 files with the terminal, 2 for the display and 1 for the keyboard. And this stream of character which is going to be seen as an input and output when a user is logged in with a shell which is going to make available of all these 3 files representing these 3 streams. And this is about the 3 input sources what we have discussed. So whenever the standard input is given in the form of command, suppose the command is ls, then that will be normally given onto the standard output is screen. This is standard. And the file is opened by referring to its path name, and read and write operations identify the file for a unique number called a file descriptor. These are the file descriptors. So std in this is, and that will be given either it may be with 2 output devices. Std out is 1, stdr is 2, and these descriptors are implicitly prefixed to the redirection symbols. So this is what the another example, you can just go through this and you will come to know. So today we have discussed about the redirection, the 3 standard files. What is redirection? and what are all the file descriptors associated with these three standard files. That is standard input, standard output and the standard error. So with this you will be able to write your output, even you can redirect your output to any of the different files as well as the device files. So you can apply all these things, and even you can analyze the things, and you can write your programs so that your program should not be having any of the errors. So for your examination point of view, you just refer these questions for your practice. What is a redirection in Unix environment? Explain 3 standard files for redirection in the Unix environment. For the today's class material, you refer the chapter 8, subsection 8.5. These are the page numbers, and for additional link execution and all, you refer this YouTube link, so which is going to help you to understand in more detail. Still, if you have any difficulties in understanding any of the concept, feel free to contact me. Thank you.